Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to do 40 possible JAMB chemistry questions. Now these questions are repeated questions from 2015 directly to 2024, which I carefully handpicked, and I also checked other YouTube channels. I get to see what they are doing, and I brought out these questions specifically for you. If you are coming across my channel for the first time, my name is Dear JAMB. I'm a 400 level student in the University of Calabar studying medical laboratory science. And in my channel, I help students level up the academic game. I share full tips on the channel focusing on personal development. So if you love content like this, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button so I can continue getting updates anytime I drop videos like this, and so that you can help me grow. And as you can see here on the board, this is 40 possible JAMB chemistry past questions. So I'm going to take you through 40 repeated questions and answers. As of the time you watch this video, take note of these questions, jot them down, practice them, go and write your exam. After you are through with your exams, you will come back there and give your testimony. So what we have on the list is the number one. It says, what is the atomic number of oxygen? So the atomic number is simply the number of proton of what an element. So when we check here, A is not the answer, because we are looking for what? Oxygen. So the atomic number of oxygen in this word, particular case, or this number one question is what? B. Because the atomic number is simply the number of protons of what? An element. So the answer is what? B, which is what? 8. This is it. And that is what? Correct. Number 2, it says, what is the SI unit of amount of a substance? Or the SI unit of amount of a substance is known as dash. Now, as a chemistry student, or as someone who is studying chemistry or reading a chemistry textbook, the moment you hear amount of a substance, the first thing that should come to your mind should be Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law should be the first thing that comes to your mind. And when we talk about Avogadro's law, we talk about the mole. The mole. So when you hear the SI unit of the amount of a substance, first of all, write down your word Avogadro's. Write down your word Avogadro's. Avogadro's law. Then check the word possible word, JAMB word. Check the possible word answer. Get to find out that it is the amount of substance is not measured in gram. So gram is wrong. The amount of substance, which is the Avogadro's, is the word, the mole. It says the word. The mole is a standard unit for measuring the amount of a what? Substance in chemistry. 1 mole of a substance contains what? 1 mole of a substance is equal to what? 6.02 times 10 raised to the power of 23. Yes. 1 mole of a substance equals to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power of 23. And this is simply the word Avogadro's word constant. So the answer here is going to be what? B. And not what? Kilogram and what? Liter. Number 3, it says, which of the following is a what? Noble what? Gas. First of all, you have to ask yourself, what is a noble gas before you answer the question. So which of the following is a noble gas? Ask yourself, what is a what? A noble gas. Noble gas are those elements or those gases that have their what? Atomic orbitals completely what? Filled. They have the atomic orbitals completely what? Filled. If you check for oxygen, oxygen what? Atomic orbitals is not what? Completely what? Filled, which I've talked about in electronic configurations. I'm going to talk about it in my subsequent videos. I'm going to show you how you can be able to get this. But for the purpose of this video, get the fact that oxygen, the atomic numbers is not what? Filled. The atomic orbitals. Never forget that an atomic orbital is the region of what? Space where there's what? A 98% probability of finding what? An electron. So when you check it for nitrogen, get the fact that nitrogen is also not what? Complete. When you check the word atomic word orbitals. Let me just show you an example. Let me give you an example of what I am talking about. So you list down the atomic numbers of this word element. So you say what? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 for carbon, 7 for what? Nitrogen, which is 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, and 2, 1, 5. Filling this now in the atomic orbital. Always remember that the innermost orbital must contain what? A maximum of what? 2. The innermost orbital must contain a maximum of what? 2 electrons. So using for what? Oxygen. Oxygen is going to be number 9. Oxygen is for 9. So when you check for what? Oxygen, you get to find out that, or let's use for nitrogen, which is here. So the nitrogen is not balanced in the sense that the innermost must contain what? 2, which means that this, the first 2 is out, right? And the outermost must contain a maximum of what? 8. So when you say what? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6, 7. This is 7, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get to find out that it is not complete. Now check the next one. C is what? Helium, and the next one is what? Hydrogen. Hydrogen is just 1. And remember, we said the innermost must contain at least 2, a maximum of what? 2. So you get to find that helium is what? Correct. A noble gas must have, it's an unreactive gas, number 1, and the innermost or the atomic orbitals are completely what? Filled. And that is the same thing that happens here to what? Helium. In a sense that when it comes to helium, note that helium is just what? 2. So when we have something like this, helium is what? Filled. Let's move on to the next one. So the correct answer here is what? Helium. That is number C. The next one is what is the chemical symbol for lead? What is the chemical symbol for lead? A, LD. That is completely wrong. B, PB, C, PL, and D is supposed to be PD. Now PD, which I know is what? Palladium. So PD is out. I don't know for PL and I don't know for what? LD. So the answer here, the chemical symbol or the chemical representation for the element known as lead is what? B, which is what? PB. The next one, number 5, is what? The atomic mass of an element is the sum of what? So the atomic mass of an element is simply the what? The sum of the protons and neutrons. Since the electron is negligible, so it's simply what? The number of what? Or the sum total of the what? Protons and neutrons. So let's check it here in the option. So A says the sum of the protons and electrons, wrong. B, the sum of protons and neutrons, which is correct. And C says neutrons and electrons, which is wrong. And D, which is what? Neutrons, the sum of neutrons, that is what? Ultimately what? Wrong. So the correct answer here, the atomic mass of an element is simply the what? The sum total of the what? Protons and what? Neutrons. Moving on to the number 6 question, which is which gas law states that volume is inversely proportional to pressure? Which gas law states that volume is inversely proportional to pressure? You have to recall and start what? Stating your what? Gas law. First of all, you start with the what? Simplest or the basics, which is what? The Boyle's and the what? Charles law. What is Boyle's law? That is the first question we have to ask ourselves. Boyle's law states that provided the volume, the volume, right, is inversely proportional to the what? Pressure, provided that the temperature. So when it comes to Boyle's law, the temperature must what? Always remain what? Constant. Now Charles law is a reverse of the what? Boyle's law. Charles law states that provided that the pressure will remain what? Constant, the volume will be directly proportional to the what? Pressure. Oh, sorry, the volume will be directly proportional to the temperature. That is for what? Charles law. So checking the question here on the board, which is that which gas law says that volume is inversely proportional to what? Pressure, and you have gotten your basics of the law, which is the Boyle's and the what? Charles law. A is the what? Boyle's law. And Boyle's law says that volume is inversely proportional to what? Pressure, which is what? Correct. This means that A is what? Correct. B says the Charles law. And Charles' law is what? Volume directly proportional to temperature or pressure remain constant, which is wrong. Then Avogadro's law is talking about what? The amount of what a substance, which is mole, which is what? 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. Avogadro's is wrong, and Grant's law of diffusion is also known what? Correct. So the correct answer here is simply what? Boyle's law. Number 7 says that what happens to the volume of the gas when temperature increases at constant pressure? What is going to happen to a volume of a gas? What is going to happen to the volume of what? A gas when the temperature is increasing at what? Constant pressure? A says the word decreases. That is, when temperature increases, the volume of the gas is going to what? Decrease. It doesn't work that way. B says what? Increases. C says what? Remain constant. D says double. The correct answer here is what? B. When temperature is increased. When temperature is what? Increase, and what? Pressure remain what? Constant. The volume of a gas is going to what? Increase. The volume of a gas is going to what? Increase. So the correct answer here is what? B, which states that the volume of a gas when temperature increases at constant pressure is going to what? Increase or increases. Number A says the movement of gas particles from a region of higher concentration to a region of low concentration is known as what? A is what? Effusion. B is what? Diffusion. C is what? Osmosis. And D is what? Condensation. You have to understand the meaning of this. Now, effusion is simply when gas particles is able to pass through what? A hole without what? Interfering with the what? Medium. When a gas particle or when gas particles are able to pass through what? A provided what? Hole. When they pass through without interfering with the what? Medium. C is what? Diffusion. And diffusion is what? Correct. Because when someone rubs or when someone sprays perfume here in one corner of the class, it's going to what? Diffuse from here that I am spraying it at a higher concentration to someone that is far away. The person is going to what? Smell it. Say, someone don't spray perfume around here. You understand my point? So the answer is what? B. Osmosis is simply what? A semi-permeable what? Membrane. This is where a lot of people get it what? Wrong. A lot of people are going to say osmosis, but you know what? Osmosis. When it comes to osmosis, there must be what? A semi-permeable what? Membrane. That means there must be something that enables this what? Movement. And D is what? Condensation. Condensation is simply when water rises and probably it what? Cools. It cools, or when you boil water and it rises and it what? Cools and it what? Falls down. That is what? Condensation. We have the number 9. So the correct answer is what? B. The movement of gas from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration is what? Diffusion. The next one is what? Number 9. Say the availability of a gas to occupy any space is. The ability of a gas to occupy any space is what? The first one here, A says what? Expansion. B is what? Compressibility. D is what? Diffusion. And D is what? Permeability. From everything I've said, or from the option, they are what? Self-explanatory. You have to understand that JAMB is very what? Tricky. So the answer here is what? A. The ability of a gas to occupy all the space. Imagine someone spraying perfume. The ability of the gas to occupy all the space. That means the gas has what? Expanded. There's what? Expansion. When we say compressibility, it's the ability to compress a gas to fit in a particular container. Diffusion, the region of the movement of a gas particle from a region of high concentration to low concentration. And permeability is simply talking about the ability of substances to allow the ability of a liquid to allow or a fluid to allow substances to pass through it. That is what is known as permeability. We have number 10. It says, which of the following gases is least dense? Heavy. Which of these gases is least heavy? A. Oxygen. B. Carbon dioxide. C. Helium. And D. What? Chlorine. You have to know that the answer is what? Noble what? Gases. Noble gases are what? Least what? Dense. And the answer here is what? C, which is what? Helium. Helium is used in what? Balloons. Helium is infused in what? Balloons. And you get to find that balloons are not heavy. Don't tell me that balloons are what? Heavy. So the answer is what? Helium. It's not what? Oxygen. is not what? Carbon dioxide is not what? Chlorine. And what the answer is what? C, which is number 11. Says, what type of bond is present in sodium chloride? What type of bond is present in what? Sodium what? Chloride. We all know that sodium chloride is our basic salt. We all know that sodium chloride is our table salt, common salt, Dangote salt that we eat, the ionized salt. So the salt is what? Sodium what? Chloride. So what type of bond is sodium what? Chloride? A, covalent bond. B, ionic bond. C, metallic bond. And D, hydrogen bond. You have to know that sodium chloride is what? A type of what? Sodium plus chlorine minus. This is to tell you that there is what? A presence of what? Ions. This is to tell you that there is presence of what? Ions here. This is to tell you that what type of bond is present in sodium chloride? A, covalent bond is wrong. B, ionic bond. C, metallic bond. D, hydrogen bond. The answer is what? Ionic bond. Because in this kind of what? In this type of bonding, in this type of bonding formation, yes, it involves a complete what? Transfer of what? Electrons. And as you can see here, there's a transfer of electrons from the sodium to the what? Chlorine. Number 12 says, a covalent bond is formed by dash. A, transfer of electrons. B, sharing of electrons. C, loss of electrons. And D, gain of protons. A covalent bond is a type of what? A bond that involves what? Sharing. Covalent involves what? Sharing. So the correct answer here is what? B. A covalent bond is a type of a bond that is formed by the what? Sharing. Transfer is what? Ionic or electrovalent bond. The loss of electrons, which I don't know about, and the gain of what? Protons, I don't know about actually. So a covalent bond is formed by the what? Sharing of what? Electrons. Number 13 says, what is the shape of what? Methane. Methane is what? CH4. Now, methane is what? Alkanes. Methane is a family of what? Is a member of the what? Alkanes what? Family. So, the shape of the methane, first of all, you have to know the shape of alkanes. The shape of alkanes is what? Tetrahedral. So, we have to check it here in the options. So, we have what? A, linear. We have what? B, trigonal. We have C, tetrahedral, and D, square. So the answer here is going to be what? Tetrahedral. The shape of what? Alkanes is what? Tetrahedral. And methane is a member of the family of alkanes. Automatically, it makes methane what? Tetrahedral. 14. What is the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO4? What is the oxidation number of what? Sulfur in H2SO4? First of all, what is the oxidation number of what? Hydrogen. The oxidation number of hydrogen is +1. What is the oxidation number of sulfur? We don't know, and that is what we are looking for. What is the oxidation number of what? Oxygen. The oxidation number of oxygen is simply what? -2. So to solve this, we are going to manage this small space here. To solve this, we simply do something like this. 2 times +1, 2 times +1, right? Plus what? X, which is what? Our sulfur, plus open bracket, this is what? 4. 4 times what? Minus what? 2 is equals to what? 0. You can say 0. So 2 times plus x is what? 2 times 1 is what? 2 plus what? X, right? So we have our 4 times -2. So our 4 times -2 is automatically going to give us what? -8. So it's going to give us what? -8 is equals to what? 0. So to continue, remember you collect what? Like terms together. So x is going to be what? X is going to be, you know, they will cross the equality sign, right? So it's going to be what? 8 minus what? 2. 8 minus 2. That means x is going to be what? Plus what? 6. That means the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO4 is what? Plus 6. And that is how we get our what? Oxidation what? Number. The 15 says the reaction. Let me clean this so you're not getting confused. But just know that the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO4 is equal to what? Plus what? 6. The reaction 2KClO give you a breakdown of this is a what? Now this is what? A compound, right? This is what? A compound that has been formed, and this compound is what? Being broken down. This is simply saying decomposition. Decomposition, because it is being broken down to give you what? Other compound and what? Element. So this reaction is a type of what reaction? It's a type of which reaction? So A says combination reaction. This is wrong. It's not a combination reaction. You get to see that it is breaking down. B, it is what? A decomposition reaction. D, it is what? A neutralization reaction, which is wrong. And D is what? Displacement reaction, which is wrong. So the complete answer is what? Decomposition, because there's what? A breaking down. It is being what? Decomposed to give you a compound and what? Element, as the case will be. So the answer is what? B. We have the next one. The pH of a neutral solution is. So the pH of a neutral solution is supposed to be what? 7, or is what? 7. So the pH of a neutral solution is what? 7. It is not 1. When it is 1, it is very what? Acidic. When it is 10, it is what? Basic. And when it is 14, it is what? Very, very what? Basic. But for it to be what? At a neutral or at a neutralized what? Solution, it is what? Plus what? 7. Or it is just what? 7. The next one says, which of these is a strong acid? Which of these is a strong acid? A, CH3COOH. B, H2CO3. B, or C, sorry, H2SO4 and D, NH2. Which of these is a what? Strong acid? The correct answer is what? C, H2SO4. Why is it H2SO4? It is a strong acid because it ionizes what? Completely. So when it ionizes what? Completely, that means it is what? A strong acid. So you get to find out that in all of this option, it is what? Only what? H2SO4 tetraoxosulfate 6 acid that ionizes what? Completely. So the answer is what? C, which is what? H2SO4. Number 8, it says the reaction between an acid and a base to form salt and water is called the reaction between an acid and a base to form salt and water only. Such a reaction is known as what? A, hydrolysis, which is wrong. B, neutralization. C, oxidation. And D, reduction. The correct answer is what? Neutralization. The reaction between an acid and a base to form salt and water only is known as what? A neutralization what? Reaction. And the answer is what? B. We have the next one, which is number 19. It says, which electrode is the site of oxidation in an electrochemical cell? This is how I get this concept. We say, well, which electrode is the site of oxidation in an electrochemical cell? A, anodes. B, cathode. C, electrodes. And D, salt bridge. The correct answer there is what? Anodes. And this is how you get it. We see something like this. We have the word reduction and what? Oxidation. So in the reduction, we do something like reduce cathode and oxidate anode. So oxidation takes place in the word anode and reduction takes place in the word cathode. So the correct answer here is what? For number 19 is what? The anode, which is what? A. 20, that's number 20. What is the IUPAC name for CH4? What is the IUPAC name for CH4? CH4, remember, is what? Methane. Methane. And is what? A member of the what? Alkanes what? Family. So we have A, methane, B, ethane, C, propane, and D, what? Butane. Why is it methane? It is because it is the what? Simplest member of the what? Alkane family, where we simply have something like this. A carbon atom bonded by 4 what? Hydrogen atoms. So the correct answer here is what? Methane, and methane is what? A. So A is what? Correct. 21. It says, in an electrochemical cell, reduction occurs at D. This is what I just spoke about. Oxidation, reduction or oxidation. We will say reduce cathode and oxidate anode. Oxidation happens at the anode and reduction happens at the cathode. So automatically reduction occurs at the what? Cathode, which is what? B. It says in an electrochemical cell, reduction occurs at the A, anode, B, cathode, C, electrolyte, and D, what? Salt bridge. So automatically the answer becomes the word cartoon. If you love this video, please hit on the red subscribe button so that you will be getting updates in time of dropping videos like this. So we are going to break this video into what section, and in the second section, which is part 2, we are going to complete from question number 22 to 40. Please, if you love this video, once again, share these videos to your friend. Please, I will continue feeling motivated to drop videos like this, and your friends will subscribe to this channel, and then also continue getting updates and getting values. And in turn, we will all smash JAMB. Drop it in the comment section your dream JAMB score. And until I see you in the part B or section B, I really love you. Always remember that you are a pace setter. Thank you.